friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a bit of a snappy empties. I think I have 5 things to talk about from this month, but I have some things to say about them, but it's going to be a little bit shorter than usual. Also, what do we think of this weather? I'm really trying to enjoy it. I'm going out this evening, evening, and I'm like, what do I wear? I'm going to be away from home. I'm not taking my car, so I'm like, I always stress out about like, what do you wear? I'm going on a train somewhere. I'm wearing jeans, this, which I keep looking at myself, I'm like, boob sweat? Yep, definitely, 100%. That's a problem. And then I'm going to wear like a jacket. So if I get cool, I can put that on. But then what if it rains? What if I'm really too hot? Just in the house, I'm too hot wearing these clothes. Is this just me, or is this something that we all worry about in the summer? Like, with the winter, at least we know where we're at. I think that's my main problem with summer. Okay, let's get into everything that I've used up this month. I think that probably the reason I haven't used up a ton of stuff is that I was using a lot of different things, especially on holiday. But I did finish some things. One of them is the Boots Skin Clear Salicylic Acid Foaming Face Wash. Lee and I both used this. We used it with the Luna facial brush. I liked it. It was fine. I wasn't excited about it, which is why I bought the cheapest one that I could buy in Boots. I would buy it again. I don't feel like it dried out my skin. That was my main thing with it being like a salicylic and a foaming face wash. I was like, although obviously as soon as I've cleansed, I'm going to be doing my skincare. Does it really matter? Might it cause me some problems? Might it dry out my skin? I don't think that it did. Lee didn't report any particular issues with it. I think when you're using one of those facial cleansing brushes, you just want something that is kind of like a soapy cleanser rather than like a balm or an oil. And this did the job. I'm using something else at the moment. I have a couple kind of queued up, so I don't have to buy this straight away. But as and when I run out of everything again, I think I'll probably go back to this because it's cheap and cheerful, does the job. Something that I was massively disappointed by is this. This is the Beauty Pie Uber Youth Neck and Chest Super Lift Serum Spray. So way back when, I think it was beginning of last year, I finally bit the bullet and subscribed to the Beauty Pie subscription model, which I still think is a bit of a swizz. The whole thing of like, well, if this would be worth this much, but if you pay us this much a month, then you can be, I don't like it. I don't like the Beauty Pie model. I don't love it. In the past, they've sent me things, I've reviewed them, but I never actually subscribed myself until last year. And the thing that pushed me over the edge was this product and the reviews. So this is supposed to it says it's a super lift serum. It's not going to lift your chest. That's ridiculous. But the reviews that I'd seen were like, the fine lines and the like crepiness, I feel so sweaty. The fine lines and the crepiness on your chest and your neck were reduced. I'm interested in that. That is something that I'm noticing. I feel this area, I'm noticing more signs of aging than my face. Obviously my neck, because I'm like this all the time, I'm going to get those horizontal lines. I nearly said vertical. Horizontal lines. But this came quicker. This snuck up on me. If ever I'm wearing anything that's like oily or like gives any kind of shine to my skin, I can see every little line. It is what it is, we make our peace. But if there was like a spray product that's supposed to soften those lines, I'm all in. It didn't really do anything at all. Not only that, but it was really sticky. Like you put it on and then it's like a tacky layer. So I didn't want to put that on when I was out in the day because I felt like any kind of shine exaggerates the lines. I didn't want to put it on at night because I just felt like sticky. And regardless of when I put it on, I didn't see any kind of benefit at all. I used it like consecutively, multiple nights, nothing at all. So I would love to hear from those of you who have used this and loved it. I also tried the serum version, not the spray. Didn't find that it helped me at all. Sometimes you're not far enough along in the process to need the product. Sometimes it's like maybe in 10 years, if I use it, I'm like, oh, it makes a big difference now. But maybe like the fine line stage, it's not going to do anything for. So I don't want to say it's a terrible product, but for me, it was pointless. And I feel like maybe I'm not the target audience because the reviews are so good. Another hit and miss is the Hycosan. I'm undecided. I bought the Hycosan eye drops in the extra variation. Because so many of you recommended Hycosan as a brand when I told you how dry my eyes were. Honestly, the other day, my eyes were so dry. I said to Lee, I went to rub my eye and there was just like nothing. No lubrication in the eyeball whatsoever. I was like, it felt like they were actually physically dry. Usually it's just like a feeling. Like if I blink my eyes, I feel the feeling of dry eyes. That was the first time that like physically they felt actually dry. I think I'm going to go to the optician, honestly, because I think it's time. But so many people said, you want to try the Hycosan. So obviously, me being me, I went straight in with the extra. And I don't know if it's that, but I just don't think it's for me. I don't like the way that you put these in. I don't like the method of putting them in. I don't like the thick gel. I know that some people say the more you use eye drops, the more you need them. Same as lip balm. Listen, there are times where I don't even think I could safely drive without eye drops because I'm like this all the time. All the time. It's causing a real problem in my life. And I thought that it would get better in the hot weather because last time it did, like last year. But I've not had any kind of let up this time. So I think I'm going to go. Also, I get a real divide when I say this. Sometimes I won't mention it and I'll get a ton of comments saying, I don't know if you're ready to hear this, but it is a sign of perimenopause. If I say it's a sign of perimenopause, then I'll get comments saying, no way, you're too young for perimenopause. It's not till your late 40s. Listen, perimenopause can start any time. It's a little bit like puberty. Different for different people. But perimenopause can last like 10 years before you're in full-blown menopause. It can start in your 20s. So there is no too early for perimenopause. And we should be talking about the signs, the symptoms, because there are a lot of women out there that feel like they are going absolutely bananas and they're actually just suffering the first symptoms of perimenopause and not even considering it because they thought they were too young. But I think that's what this is because it came from nowhere. There are a lot of random things that people attribute to it that I'm like, nah, that's been going on a long time. But this I think probably is. But I have finally used those up and I'm on the fence. I may purchase the original ones. We'll see. I mean, I'm buying them in such volumes that I may as well try as many as I can. The Fenty Flash Snap eye cream. I'm not massive into eye cream. I really like the avocado one from Khiels. Again, when I've got like actual dry patches on my eyes. I've had a little bit of that like it's so funny. Once you get like my core demographic of viewers is we're all kind of middle-aged women. We're like 30 and above for the most part. Obviously, you know, it changes, but like my core demographic is kind of like 35 to 65. And so there's a lot of chat in the comments when you talk about different things where people are like diagnosing from their experience, from their friend's experience. And it is super useful, don't get me wrong, but it does kind of make me laugh because after a certain age, you have had the experience or you know someone that's had the experience. You're like, oh yeah, my friend had that and it was this. So when I tell you this, don't think I'm plucking it from nowhere. It's peer reviewed. Apparently it was called something like periocular dermatitis. And when I Googled it, this again was a perimenopause symptom. Actual dryness in patches around the outside of my eyes. The best thing that I found for that eye cream wise was the Khiels avocado. Then I just started using E45 and that was pretty much fine. And so I never bought the expensive Khiels one again. But recently I've been like pulling through all of my stuff, seeing what I've got left over. I had maybe a half a tube of this left. And I remember really liking this. So I started putting this on in the morning before makeup and stuff. And just like a thin layer underneath my eye, I really felt like it freshened up my eye. It was kind of slightly cooling. It was a thin gel texture. It also kind of seemed like it softened and plumped a little bit. I'm sure it's a temporary effect. I don't think it's doing anything, you know, magical or anything. But when you use a product and it feels like it plumps your skin, and it's hydration, that's all it is. It feels like it plumps your skin before you put on makeup. It makes you feel good. It wakes you up a little bit. It makes you feel like it's working. And I feel like that's sometimes all you need it to do. If you had a magic mirror where you just look in the mirror and you look fantastic, but actually you just look exactly like your normal self, it's a bit of an Emperor's New Clothes situation, isn't it? Like, how much of how we behave in the world is just based on how we see ourselves. And if we saw ourselves better, because realistically, nobody else cares. Nobody else sees our flaws the way that we do. Nobody else is like looking and scrutinizing ourselves like we are. If we saw ourselves better, we would treat ourselves better and we'd have a better time in life. So the kind of, for me, comes a point where a placebo product is just as good as a real one. Final thing is another Khiels product, but this is one I have repurchased. the Khiels Ultra Facial Cream. I really like this. I was going to buy it again, and then they ended up sending me a package to promote their new body version of this, like the Ultra Body one. And they sent me another little one of this, so I already have one. Is it in here? It is. I already have one open that is new. But I do really like that. Realistically, if I'm budgeting, I'm not buying this. If I'm trying to cut back and I'm not spending money on things, I'm not buying this. But if I want to treat myself, I feel like it's worth the money. That would be my disclaimer on that one. No, you don't need it. But it does feel nicer than other facial creams. I do feel like it's more hydrating. It's not necessary. It's just a nicer product that still works. So this was sent to me. I have purchased it myself several times in the past. I will buy it again in the future. But FYI, I have another freebie on the go. And that's everything. There was, like I say, a real flash empties this month. Not tons of stuff to show you. I did run out of some hair stuff, you know, like shampoo and stuff, but it all starts to feel a little bit samey, doesn't it? I didn't want to show you another kind of Batiste. I didn't want to show you another Aussie Miracle. Maybe at the end of the year, I'll do like here are the products that I just consistently kept using all year. Because I don't want to show you every empties. Oh, another shampoo. It's exactly the same. It's worth talking about those products as I really didn't feel like I wanted to swap them out because I'm getting more and more like that. I'm getting less inclined to try new things and more like if I'm going to spend money, I want to spend it on things that I know work. So if you'd be interested in that, let me know. I know it's only June, but it's literally going to be Christmas in like 2 weeks. That is the way that the year works. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I will list these few things I've mentioned and leave a link to each of them below. They are affiliate links. If you are unfamiliar with that, it basically means that if you click through any links that people leave in their descriptions that are marked as affiliate links, I make like a small commission on each sale. If you do not want to do that, obviously, you can Google them yourselves. But just full disclosure, that is a way of supporting people that you watch on YouTube. If you choose to, as well as, of course, I will link our Smoke and Matches, which is my little business with my friend Karen, and all of my other places that I post on YouTube, because I have been posting like a demon on my gaming channel, on my small business candle vlog channel, and my regular vlog channel. I've just been all over the place. So if you are in the mood to consume more of me, you can. It's all listed below.